Hi, I'm Sarah and welcome to CoreMoodz. Today I'll be talking to you about my winter TBR. I've done monthly TBRs in August, September, and October and November, I think. But I just feel like winter or seasonal TBRs give a little bit more freedom. So I picked three intimidating reads for December, January, and February. And the first one is Vagabond by Hao Jingfang. And this book is translated by Ken Liu. All I know about is that it's a sci-fi, it's recommended by a lot of people, and it's very highly regarded. So I've been wanting to read it for a really, really long time, and I've never had the chance, so it's on my list. Second book is Goddess of the River by Vaishnavi Patel. And I've read from this author before, Kaikei, one of my favorite books. What they usually do, in Kaikei, they look at a very ancient religious text or mythological story, and then they try to write it and present a character that was a little bit more in the background and put them a little bit more in the front, on the front of the story. Goddess of the River, I think this entity, it was mentioned briefly in Kaikei, but this is the book. This book is a standalone about the story of the Goddess of the River. So I'm very excited to tackle this one. And the third intimidating book that I want to read is also a sci-fi, is The Sparrow by Mary Doria Russell. And this book, because the three-body problem is one of my favorite books of all time, a lot of people recommend this book to me. And they say that there's a lot of overlapping themes, even though the message is different, the writing is different, the story is completely different. And all I know is that it's about some kind of first contact, the human representation, and the other earthly, extraterrestrial entities. It's like, it's an interesting match. So those are the three intimidating reads. And I also want to do a nonfiction a month. I'm going to continue with this goal in 2026. And the three nonfiction books that I picked is, first of all, Eating Animals by Jonathan Safran Foer. This book, I feel like a lot of people say that it's very interesting, and it says a lot about us as humans and how we are dynamic with animals and how we consume animals, use animals, and how we as humans live on Earth. And a lot of people say that it's very essential text to read, but that there are parts in it that are a little bit dated. Nevertheless, I just want to read it and just see for myself. If I feel like, well, I'll probably need to do further research, but I'll at least have like a beginning point. The second nonfiction is Minority Rule, Adventures in the Culture War by Ash Sarkhan. And I think when I read the blurb or the short description of this book, let me just read it. The book description says, "We live under minority rule, but who is the ruling minority? Most of us are getting screwed over. Our world is defined by inequality, insecurity, lack of community, and information overload. As the world burns, mega corporations are reporting record profits. How are they getting away with it?" I just feel like this is a very interesting point of view. So I just thought, let me just read this book and see what it's about and what theories this author has. The third nonfiction is A Little Devil in America, Notes in Praise of Black Performance by Hanif Abdulraqib. I think this book has been floating on BookTube, and a lot of people have been talking about it, recommending it, hauling it, and I was very interested, so I was like, I'm just gonna pick it up. I picked a lot of shorter books because I felt like I have the three intimidating books, I have the three nonfictions, and then I'm gonna do a vlog in December and in January and in February. In those vlogs, I'm gonna try to tackle a couple of books in each vlog. I was like, let me just see what are the books on my TBR that I want to read, that I feel like reading, that are not intimidating, that are a little bit shorter. And I just try to pick a variety of things so then I can, depending on my mood, switch to something else. The first book is The Library at Hellbourne by Cassandra Khaw. I've read a book by Cassandra Khaw before. Well, I've attempted to read two. I've read the one with the black teeth or something, the cover that was going around. And I didn't like that one. And then I read The Salt Grows Heavy, and I loved that one. That one was amazing. That was like, I was completely surprised by how much I liked that book. So when this book came out, I was a little bit hesitant, but a few people talks about it and mentioned that it's disgusting. It's very gory. And I was like, yeah, I think this book is going to be my thing. So I have access to the audiobook. The next book is Johan by Lola Akinmade. In Dutch, it would be Johan, but I think it's Johan. Yeah, Lola Akinmade. I don't think I've read anything from this author before, but I saw this book somewhere. And let me just read the book description. We can't control the privilege we're born into, but we can control how we use it. All Johan wants is to feel understood, not fawned over, not treated fragilely, simply understood, heir to the Von Lunden Empire. Their golden boy, Johan, is as visible as he's invisible for many reasons his family would rather gloss over. When he starts at Vauxhall boarding school for the elite in the UK as part of the Sweet Swedes duo, alongside his best friend Ragnar Peterson, Johan starts to find his footing. But a chance meeting with Jamaican Brit Maya Daniels sets him on a lifelong chase for the one thing he never fully had. Is Johan a man spiraling out of control, or a man finally falling comfortably into his own skin? The next book I want to tackle is Orbital by Samantha Harvey. This book has been on a lot of lists and mentioned a lot, and I think it won a Booker or something a couple of years ago. Yeah, so I was curious, and I wanted to add it to my TBR. Also, Audition by Katie Kitamura is a book that I saw a lot when I think it was in this year's Booker Prize shortlist or something, or maybe the long list. Yeah, I was very intrigued, and I've never read by Katie Kitamura, so I was like, let me just see how her style is, and if it fits me. The next book is Knock Knock Open Wide by Neil Sharpson. This book came out last year, and I really was anticipating it, wanting to read it, because I heard it's some kind of a thriller or horror maybe, and it's some kind of folklore about a woman who finds a body, hides a body, takes a body home. I have no idea. So I was really interested, but then it got re-released, and then the audiobook came way later. The audio just came out, I think, in October. So yeah, now I can read it. So it's like top of my list. And the last book is The Compound by Aisling Roll. And The Compound is like my perfect combination of things. It's a sci-fi book. It's about a group of young people that are on some kind of futuristic reality show where they have to go into the wilderness and do or compete in challenges to earn basic necessities. Yeah, I'm very much interested because it's like it combines my love of messy reality shows with a little bit of sci-fi aspect in how they're being monitored probably, and I don't know what kind of challenges there are, and overall being sent somewhere where you're monitored and you have to do challenges for basic necessities is like a horror to me. So it's like perfect combination of different stuff that I like. The last book on my winter TBR is The Wandering Inn by, I think this is not a real name, but this is the right author's name, Pirate Aba. I don't know if that's how it's pronounced, but The Wandering Inn, a lot of people around me have been talking about how cozy it is, how fun it is, and it's a lit RPG, and I've never read a lit RPG book, so I was very intrigued, and I just decided to make The Wandering Inn the last book I'm going to read in 2025. So during the holidays, New Year's Eve, I'm just going to make this my transitional book, because it's like a big book, but also I think it's like, I hope it's like cozy and fun. So we shall see. In December, I'm going to do an anticipated books of 2025 reading vlog. I'm going to tackle the couple of books that came out in 2025 that I've been really anticipating and really wanting to read, but I haven't got to. So those books are going to be a high priority. I've picked a couple of books, already started one. I'm going to give a little bit of a teaser. First book is Catabasis. I don't know what the perfect pronunciation is. Arf Kong said there is no one set pronunciation, so I'm just gonna freestyle Catabasis. So the first book is Catabasis. In January, I'm gonna tackle two kind of things. On the one side, I'm doing a book versus movie video, and I'm gonna try to tackle The Housemaid by Frida McFadden. I have never read by Frida McFadden. I don't know if Frida McFadden is for me, but I just want to read from her once, watch the movie and see what I think about it, and then decide how I'm going to go on. Yeah, and the second video in January is going to be the reading modern classics reading modern classic books I've never read. And I've picked a couple of modern classic books that I really have been on my TBR for a really, really long time, and I've never been able to pick up and read for whatever reason. So I'm going to try to tackle those books. And in February, a lot of romance. And I don't usually read, well, I read romance now and then, but I just try to find romance books that are a little bit different, a little bit more unique. So I'm going to have to do research to see what I want to tackle in February. So that TBR is not really set. And yeah, that's everything that I'm planning to read this winter. I might read a little bit more, might read a little bit less. What are you planning to read this winter? Do you have books that you think I would like to read, or books you want to recommend to me? Let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching, and bye.